Mercedes automobile repairs. If you're looking for help fixing your Mercedes automobile, look no further. Our comprehensive Mercedes automobile repair guide will explain common issues, provide tips, and maybe show you how to repair your vehicle. What you can do about oil leaks. It's essential to deal with an engine oil leak as soon as possible. Here's why. A small leak can turn into a large leak, which can lead to engine failure. Oil leaking onto the ground pollutes the environment. Oil on the ground is a slipping hazard, especially in a garage. As a precaution, you need to know how much oil has leaked out. Check your oil when the vehicle is on a level surface and cold, or let it sit for 5 to 10 minutes after driving it. Pull the oil dipstick out. Wipe it off. Then reinsert it for a moment and pull it out again to check your current oil level. If it's between the halfway mark and the F or full mark, you have enough oil. If it's below the halfway mark, top it up, but don't overfill it. After this, check your oil frequently to see how much you may be losing. If you can see the level dropping during these checks, keep it topped up and call your mechanic. Major leaks with large oil loss. If you're losing a lot of oil quickly, you must get your car to a mechanic immediately. You may want to have your vehicle towed there if the leak is so bad that you can't drive it safely. Minor leaks. Smaller leaks may be less urgent, but they still will require your attention. If the source of your oil leak is the oil filler cap, you can buy a replacement at your local auto parts store or a dealership parts department. If your leak is coming from the oil filter, and you know how to change your oil, you can replace the filter with a new one. After you drain the old oil, remove the old filter and make sure its seal doesn't stick to the engine. Then thread the new filter on carefully and tighten it securely. Be sure to correctly insert and tighten the drain plug as well. Then add the new oil. Coolant leak. Your vehicle cooling system's objective is to maintain an optimal operating temperature for the engine. It achieves this by circulating coolant through the engine where it absorbs heat. Then the coolant is delivered to the radiator where the heat is removed from the coolant. When the system has a leak and the coolant level drops too low, it will be unable to remove heat from the engine, and it will start to overheat. There are some ways to identify an obvious coolant leak issue. Mainly you will see a message or warning light on in the dash. You may also notice a smell of coolant in and around the car, or observe fluid dripping onto the ground or other parts of the vehicle. However, for less obvious leaks, the best option is to have a mechanic inspect your vehicle for a coolant leak diagnosis. Bad radiator fan. The radiator fan sits in front of the engine and helps cool hot coolant in the radiator before it returns to the engine to help keep it at a safe temperature while operating. When this fan stops working correctly, the radiator will lose its ability to cool the engine and the vehicle can quickly overheat. This will tend to occur more often while driving in traffic and not at higher speeds. In most cases, the solution to this problem will require a radiator fan motor replacement or replace the radiator fan itself. Failed thermostat. An engine coolant thermostat controls engine temperature by blocking coolant flow to the radiator until the engine reaches a predetermined temperature. Because of this, the engine can first warm up efficiently, and then begin to maintain a safe operating temperature once the thermostat opens and allows coolant to circulate. When a thermostat fails, it can either stick open or closed. In both cases, you may find that the heater doesn't blow warm air into the passenger compartment. A thermostat that is stuck open makes it difficult for the engine to warm up and can cause it to run colder than normal. Source repairpool.com